Hi guys, welcome, and today we are still reviewing Odragba's legend. We are going to part 3. That is the children's book session, and if this is your first time here, welcome. Good to see you and hope to see you again. Okay, all right, so in the previous video we did part 2. During part 1, Odragba's friends planned to have her, I guess, deleted or killed, and then of course she drowned. And in part 2, she was rescued by a fisherman. The fisherman, didn't have enough money to give her so that she can return to her village. Instead, the fisherman had to build a cupboard for the kitchen that is used for storage. Well, back then that was how they did things. And then the plan was to build the cupboard big enough so that Odragba can hide inside it. And then the plan was whoever buys it, that is the family Odragba will stay with, and hopefully they will help her get back to her village. And of course, in part 2, we learned that the buyer of the cupboard ended up being the same prince that her friends were preventing her from attending his ball. And then of course, once Odragba was at the prince's house, of course she doesn't know he's the prince anyways, he's never seen him. And so of course the prince, when he got home with his friend Lagu, they had someone in the shower, and that's how they found out that Odragba was stealthily, or I guess staying in his house without his permission. So Odragba will usually get out of the cupboard, cook, clean the house, goes to shower, and then she will go back and hide in the cupboard. But this time, Jirimo, that is the name of the prince, and his friend Lagu, they got home earlier, and that's when they heard that there was someone in the shower, and they found out that it was Odragba. So when she got out of the shower, she saw them, she got scared, and she fainted. Okay, and in part 3, so that's when they were asking her, of course, after she got better, her consciousness returned, and that's when they asked her that, how did you get into this house? And that's when she gave her a little bit of a I guess an overview of how she was drowned by her friends, and she was rescued by a fisherman named Baptiste, and that's how the fisherman built the cupboard. That's when she had to hide inside, and whoever buys it, that's where she was going to stay so that she can raise money. And of course, Jirimo, that is the name of the the homeowner or the landlord, told her that I don't know what to say, because if you are inside, why didn't you say anything? And prior to that, when Jirimo came home from work, she found out that the house was clean, cooked, and everything. And every time Odragba finishes cooking, she will go by the window, and some of the neighbors will admire her, like, oh my God, look at that. Even Lagu, Jirimo's friend, one day he also saw Odragba by the window. So now this time when they go to the house and saw the girl there, they were all shocked. And Lagu told Jirimo, I don't believe your story. I don't believe that some people wanted to drown you, and a fisherman had to help you. So what I'm asking is for you to get out of here right now. So they sent her out. And that's when Jirimo told his friend that, what if this girl is saying the truth? But the weird part is, even Lagu doesn't know that Jirimo is a prince, so he didn't, tell him. And then he just convinced him that, it is really late at night and it's quite dangerous to leave this girl out there. what we can do, we can go tomorrow morning and go find a fisherman just to confirm her story. And they all agreed that this is what they're going to do. So the following day, of course, they went to the fisherman, they confirmed. And the fisherman, Baptist, did confirm that yes, one morning as he was fishing, that's when he thought he caught a big fish, but it was actually a girl. So that confirmed Odragba's story. And then, of course, Odragba had to beg Jirimo and a friend Lagu that she wanted to continue staying in his house if he could hire her as a housemaid so that she can raise enough money to go back to her village. And then, of course, Jirimo wasn't comfortable with the idea, but his best friend is like, you know what? I think we should do it. First of all, you are here in a short visit, and you probably need someone to at least do the cooking, cleaning, and your laundry. So he's like, yeah, I guess we can hire her. And that's how Odragba ended up being hired by Jirimo. But of course, because like when you're staying with someone, you become familiar and all that, so they became really very good friends and all that stuff. And then after the 3 months contract was done, they were quite close. And then of course Jirimo said, you know what, everything you are doing remind me a lot of my mom and all that stuff. I think I'm gonna marry you. I think, yeah. And then Odragba said, who are you gonna ask? Because my dad is late. So Odragba was telling Jirimo that his dad passed on. And then he's like, no, don't worry, we'll talk to your mom. So of course Odragba agreed to the proposal. Not like she was in love, but she thinks she was in love. But the idea was she didn't want to deal with the friends again, because she's like, you know what, I'm not even interested in that prince anymore, whoever the prince is. So at least if I get engaged to this person, that way even though I go to my village, those girls will leave me alone, right? So that's what she was thinking. Well, that's what she told herself. So anyway, she agreed to the proposal, and when the contract was done, Jirimo told Odragba that, you know what, my contract is done. I'm gonna go back to my village in Mundri, and by the way, if you don't mind, I can give you a ride to your village. Then Odragba said, you know what, I'm from Mundri as well, so I guess you can drop me to my father's house. So he said that was fine. So they left together, and Jirimo was able to meet Odragba's mom. The mom was so overjoyed to see Odragba, alive, coming home. And then, of course, he had a chat with Odragba's mom. He's like, you know what, I really like your daughter, and I will asking, something like I'm asking, you for her hand in marriage, something along that line. And he was saying that I already asked Odragba and he was fine with it. The mom is like, wow, if she's fine with it, I have no issues. Plus, we don't want her to deal anymore with this prince drama, that to push those girls that even try to kill my daughter is not worth it. So Jirimo is like, that's fine. So then, of course, when Jirimo left, the mom asked, but Jirimo, you are saying this guy you met, his name is Jirimo, and that name sounds familiar. Do you know his family, parents, dad, mom? Odragba is like, no, I don't know. Every time I bring up family, he doesn't want to talk about his family, so I just left it alone. All right, so then a few days later, a word came, Jirimo came and told Odragba's mom that there is an engagement party that is happening at the palace, and Jirimo told Odragba's mom that the king is his uncle, not his dad, and he's inviting them because there's an engagement party happening. There is a lady that he met. She already talked to the mom. The lady agreed, so he's inviting them. So they were so overjoyed that there is not him per se, but someone. He didn't say it was him, but he said someone. I don't want to mix the stories. So of course, Odragba and the mom, they went to the palace and all that. When they got there, they got seated in a VIP, and the maids and everybody was attending to them. The mom was so happy, like, wow, we are getting VIP. But then when the king came to the throne room, Jirimo sat close to the king. So then Odragba asked the mom, is like, how come Jirimo is sitting close to the king? What's going on? Then the mom said, no, don't worry. He told me a few days ago that the king is his uncle. So then Odragba is like, oh, that makes sense. And then, of course, the king gave a short speech and said that, by the way, my son said that, of course, we have to postpone the bridal search event because he's already met someone and he's going to introduce the person today. And then of course Jurumo goes and brings Odragba, and Odragba's like, what's going on? You mean this is your father? I thought he's your uncle. He's like, no, it's my dad, and that is the surprise. Anyway, so everybody was happy, but her friends were not. So they are coming with another plan of killing her. Okay? So Odragba's friends, as I was saying earlier, they were not happy. So they decided that they wanted to come with another plan of killing her. So they want to call for a meeting. So after the party, of course, Kezia went to meet up with Samira and some of their friends to see what they have to do with Odragba. And their argument was that, you know what, she's only engaged to the prince. She's not really married to him. So if we get rid of her, we still have a chance. So I'll see you guys in part 4 of Odragba's legend. All right, see you next time. Bye.
Yes.